John King for the Sprawl, post-fight at Cage Warriors 88 alongside promotional CEO Graham Boylan. Tonight was very successful in my eyes as a fan. How do you view it?
Yeah, it was a great night for us. For Cage Warriors, all numbers are highly positive on the door, TV, streaming, so big numbers, and you know it's a great night for the MMA scene in Liverpool.
Yeah.
Some big results.
One thing I want to touch on, I think at the start of the year you said you wanted to crown, correct me if I misquote you, but you wanted to crown a new champion in every division. What's that looking like? I mean, you've crowned a lot of new champions, it has to be said.
Yeah, I don't think we've got a 125 left. I think the heavyweight is up for grabs in Belgium. Welterweight's done, middleweight's not done, lightweight, featherweight. I think it's the bantam's done, so we've got a 125 left, which probably won't happen this year now. It'll probably be the new year when that'll kick off. And we're also going to start looking at potential worthy title fights for Molly McCann. You know, she's there now. She deserves, after her performance tonight and previous performances, she deserves that title shot. Yeah. So we got to find the right challenger for her. Yeah.
One thing I want to touch on before I forget is Cage Warriors Unplugged. We haven't heard much of that. Is that still a running thing? Is that going to be a series, or what's the deal with that?
Well, the reason it hasn't moved on is we've been so busy with the schedule and growing the team on the back end. You know, I spoke to a few guys today, and our year has been swallowed up with the shows, the planning, and hiring staff.
Yeah.
You know, our office has gone from 2 guys to 10 full-time staff. So there's a lot of time consumed in a week for us by putting systems in place and departments and hiring people and moving the offices. So everything's done now, so we can start solidly working on a schedule for 2018.
Yeah.
So hopefully that Unplugged team will kick in again.
Yeah. I mean, the last few shows in Liverpool have been topped by Paddy Pimblett. He's the poster boy here, probably the Cage Warriors poster boy. Meant to fight this time around, obviously an injury stopped that happening. It must have been, I mean, as I said, from a fan's perspective rather, it's a little bit devastating, and I kind of thought the show may fall from it. But in reality, it was an opportunity to grow other stars. Molly McCann, Chris Fishgold obviously became a star tonight. How did you look at that when Paddy was out? What was the mindset?
When Paddy was out, we thought, you know, we've done a lot of building in Liverpool. It's a home to Cage Warriors now. And we thought we got Molly there, Lee is there, Chris is there. And, you know, we'll hit good enough numbers on the door to make this work. So it was a shock at first, but you know, fighter safety comes first with us, it always has, and we've pulled fights at the last minute. That affect us in a really big way because of fighter safety. So when he was off, it was like, okay, health is more important. He's off, now what do we do? So then we went and looked at the fight card, looked at who was on the card and thought, look, we've got to back ourselves here to do this, and we got to back the brand. So we just went full steam ahead, and you know what, it all paid off, it all worked. Molly had an amazing reception tonight. Chris, Lee, you know, it worked for everybody. Yeah.
Putting on 2 title fights tonight, it's never going to be easy. You know, for fans, it's hard to sit through 25 minutes. I mean, especially if it's a boring fight. But these 2 delivered tonight, 100%. What did you make of the two championship fights?
The middleweight bout between Lee and Victor, for the first time this year, when that fight finished, I was genuinely just didn't have a clue.
Yeah.
Just didn't have a clue. And when I got into the octagon after, I was holding the belt, and I looked across at Rich Mitchell, and the two of us kind of just like shrugged our shoulders. We looked at each other and we're like, "Who do you think?" The look that we looked at, we know we're asking who do we think won, and we both just went. And then Josh Palmer came into the octagon. He stood alongside, and he's like, "Well," I'm like, "Dude, I have no idea." And he's like, "So do I. I have no fucking idea either." Yeah. And then Freelander was the same. Nobody generally knew, because I think Victor got off to a flying start. I think he took the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, that was the way it was scored.
I think then Lee took the next 2, and then the third, people are saying it was the slip in the fight that cost Victor. A lot of things, but for the first time, I was generally, I don't know. I honestly don't know. With MMA, you kind of look at, you go, when the fight's over, if it does go to distance, you can tell who won. You know, and it's rare where it'll be A decision that you wouldn't think it is, but that was a fight that was just, I don't know who's going to win this, you know. And part of me didn't want to know because I was so confused about who won. Like I'd normally, as I'm walking into the cage, I'd look at Freeland and I'd go left to right or who's got it, and I'd get an eye contact of where I'm going with the belt. But I didn't want to know. I didn't try and make any eye contact this time. I just got in the cage. I thought I want to try. I want a surprise. I want to see who won. Yeah. So I just stood there with the belt and I thought, right, who's got it? And Lee got it. So you know, fair play to Lee.
Yeah.
Better man.
What do you make of Chris Fishgold? He's known as a grappler, and tonight he looked phenomenal on the feet. Outstruck the striker and then finished by submission. Best performance of his career?
Blew me away. Best performance I've ever seen come out of Chris Fishgold. This fight, the entire time since this fight was signed, it has been marketed and pushed based on what the fans saw and what Cage Warriors saw over the years. Best grappler we've got in the roster, fighting the heaviest handed striker we have in the roster. And Chris came out and banged with him. You know, just came out explosive. And when that fight started, I was like, holy shit, what's Chris doing? And he just kept going and going and going, got the finish, and was like, wow, that's a Chris Fishgold that I've not seen before. You know, I've not seen that Chris before, and I've known Chris a long time, and I've not seen that Chris before, so well done to him. Well done to him.
Massive landmark for him tonight, obviously 3 defences, made history. Could be, I mean, obviously not set in stone, but could be moving on to the UFC. When that happens, it happens a lot. You've had a lot of guys go to the UFC. Is it joy? Is it kind of how we've got to find a new star now? What's the emotion when a fighter does go into the UFC?
Oh, it's just pure happiness for them, man. You know, they put so many hours in the gym. They deserve everything they get. You know, there's only so much we can do for them at this level for them. So for them to go on and reach the pinnacle of the sport and go to the UFC, it's a bittersweet. You know, we're super happy for them. And then at the same time, we got to go, okay, who's next? Who's the next person we're going to build? Who's the next person we're going to put into the UFC? Who's there to fill these shoes, you know? So, and that's the puzzle that we have, you know, and that's what we do. And to date, we're doing it quite well. I believe we're doing it quite well. So, yeah, so if Chris were to get that UFC option, then, you know, off he sails with, we'll all be supporting him.
I want to touch on the Cage Warriors Academy. You guys started that up, northwest, southeast, and things like that. And we really seen it come to fruition tonight. You know, the first time the belt had been on the line of flyweight, and the card to deliver 100%. What do you make of that? Was there any kind of nerves going into that? How would the flyweight be received? What were the thoughts about that?
No, that academy was a no-brainer for us. We just had to get the right people to work with. We have the right people in place to do these academies with. They develop the amateurs. You know, they carry the systems and the ethos of Cage Warriors down into the academies, and then the academy boys get to fight on shows like this, you know. So it's a big step up for them, and it's a nice path for them to follow. You know, it kind of lays out a map for them. You know, academy, pro prelims, main card, arena, UFC. It's just mapped out for them. You know, it's all there. So it's good for them to have that.
Yeah. This year's been crazy, absolute whirlwind. You know, you've been a very, very busy man. Sure you're feeling the effects of it now. I think you're free now until February. Oh, sorry, not February. Sorry. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a good break for you, I feel. What's the plan? Any funny man for the break?
For the break, I'll probably spend some time in the States. We'll get Belgium out of the way, and then I was supposed to be in Australia. But that's changed, so I'm not going to be in the States. So I'll probably spend time in the States in December, relax for a little bit, and then back in the new year, and we're straight into organising and we're kicking the new year off February 24th here at the Echo. So we'll see who's left with us at that stage. So obviously Paddy will be on the card. Chris may be here, may be gone. Lee could be here, could be gone. You know, Molly's going to get her world title fight, but you know. That 125 female division in the UFC is, I think Molly's a better fighter than most of them in there. But her dream is to have a world title. So her dream is to fight for the world title in the Echo Arena, and we're going to help create that dream for her. So we'll get back stuck into all this schedule for next year once I have a few weeks off.
Yeah. One thing I'm very interested in is Nadal and Mani. Obviously, come here, took the title away from Paddy. I think that could have been a night where he was kind of born as a star, but since then, fight-wise, he's kind of gone a little bit quiet. I know he's been in Sacramento training with Team Alpha Male. Any word on what's next for him? Any dates or opponents?
You would probably have more knowledge on Nad Naramani and what's next for him than I would. Nad was offered a rematch with Paddy. Nad was offered a main event spot in the last Wild show. And to be honest, we've not heard back from Nad. So I don't know whether Nad is just deciding to sit out and wait and hopes that he gets a call from the UFC because he's champion, or whether he's going to actually contact us and let us know that he's ready to defend. So we just got to wait for him to decide what he wants to do. He's got 12 months from the day he won it, so if he's going to stay inactive and we don't get a date soon with him, then we may have to take the belt back.
What can we expect? You mentioned Paddy's going to be on the card on February 24th. People want a title fight, but in reality, he's not going to get a rematch in his hometown against a champion that came here and beat him. What can we expect from that fight? Can we maybe expect a rematch of the guy who's meant to fight? I know you're probably not thinking of it right now.
I think what we're going to try and do is I think when that fight was off, we said to Vlad that I think we're going to try and match him in Belgium. And if there's nothing there, then we're happy to put the Paddy-Vlad fight back on. You know, it didn't happen through injury. You know, it's the sport; these things happen. But we're happy just to reschedule that fight. So we got to pick that up with Vlad when we find out whether we can get him on Belgium or not. So, but if we can't get him on Belgium, then obviously if he's willing to wait, then that fight with Paddy will happen. That'll be the fight we'll try and get together.
And one last thing before I let you go for the night. Sum up 2017, I know you still got one event left, but it's been hugely successful for the promotion.
Yeah, it's been a successful year for us. You know, it's we're only back. What are we back? A year and a half. We said we're going to bring it back bigger. I believe we did, but we're not finished yet. We're not finished yet. There's more to come. So 2018 is going to be bigger again.
What do you see this time next year?
This time next year we'll. Well, hopefully, and I answered one of these questions today. This time next year and the year after that, I'm hoping to have a little less involvement in what's going on and let the staff and the team that we have in place do their jobs and run the show. You know, there's a clever team there. There's a great team of workers, young, talented people on the Cage Warriors team, and I'm hoping they're going to grab it and take it over and run with it.
Always a pleasure to chat, Graham. Congratulations on another great night.
Thank you very much.